Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, and it is another brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer? And joining me today is somebody that I have been friends with on TikTok for such a long time. And you know your boy, Benjamin Banks, I'm always sliding in the DMs. I stay busy, but I feel like it's the claw game from Toy Story, where it's just like the aliens are inside of the little thing, and then I just go down, and then I pick up the cosplayer. And joining me today is Aaron Cross. Hey, Aaron, how are you doing today?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Hey, I am doing awesome. I am full of energy right now. Thank you so much for joining me up here on Who's That Cosplayer. I'm glad that we could finally set up this interview, and I can't wait to get into it. How about you?
I'm excited to get into it too. Let's get to it.
That's right. That's right. So before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And as D always says, podcast link down below in the description. Like, follow, subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into this interview. So, Aaron, the first question that I always ask each of my guests is, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one. So tell everybody who you are.
Ooh, let's see. I started cosplay back in 5th grade.
Nice.
Started messing around with some leftover Halloween stuff, and then my dad told me, hey, you know, people just dress up as a hobby, and I was just like, oh, wow. You know, and then I just started experimenting more and more and got stuff over time. And, you know, I've been doing it almost for 7 years now. So like expressing love for characters and talking to new people throughout this, it's been a journey. So
that's awesome. And now you said that your dad was the one that told you that people dress up as a hobby. You know, I hear this from a lot of my guests that, you know, Halloween is the gateway into cosplay for a lot of people.
Oh,
now,
definitely.
Was your dad, was he a cosplayer, or is he a cosplayer?
No, he's not, but he does like to go to conventions and meet actors and such. So like he kind of knew what cosplay was and such. So then he just like, hey, people cosplay. How about this? And I'm just like, oh, okay.
I love it, man. I mean, well, you know, right now you're cosplaying as Sun Eater, so I think that it would be really cool if maybe one day, you know, Daddy, you could cosplay as Fat Gum. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
I mean, I just always think that it's cool when you can get your parents involved in cosplaying.
Or even silly.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just always a cool thing. And I think that it's awesome that you've been cosplaying since elementary school. So I want to take it back to the first time that you were in costume. What was the first cosplay that you did?
Let's see. The first cosplay that I've done, at least outside of Halloween, was Toy Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Nice. And I've been cosplaying him ever since. He's a go-to character for me.
Now, isn't there a Five Nights at Freddy's movie supposed to be coming out? Or did it already come out?
I've been trying to, like, you know, look out, see if there's any new information. I mean, I keep on watching Dawko's videos like, hey, is there new information on the movie? And usually he immediately, like, posts a video so like talking about what could possibly be in the movie and all that. And here's me just diving into the tea. So.
Yeah, I know, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's, I know what it is, but I never played the game. I know that it's had so many sequels and whatnot. And please, people that's watching this video, don't come and attack me. Don't come kill me because I haven't played Five Nights at Freddy's, because usually whenever I talk to, you know, a kid or somebody that's younger than me, like, they're just like, how don't you know what I'm like, I know what Five Nights at Freddy is. It's only when I don't know who a character is or whatnot, and they just come at me. They're like minions, and I'm just like, yo, just chill. Like, I'm not sitting here asking you, do you know what this anime is? And you saying no, and I'm coming after you. But you know, moving along, I want to ask you, you know, going to the conventions and whatnot, what have been some of your favorite moments at going from cons over the years?
Ooh, going to cons over the years, it's always meeting new people. It's always talking to new people and such. And actually recently, at the beginning of June, I actually got a chance to meet J. Michael Tatum, who voiced Sebastian from Black Butler and Tenya Ida from My Hero. Oh my gosh, it was so nerve-wracking, but it's something from a bucket list to finally meet a voice actor. And I also met Brandon too, so.
Nice. Now, you know, to piggyback off of what you were saying about voice acting, that's something that you would love to get into. Have you taken any classes or just watch videos online?
I watched some videos online. I'm gonna see if I can try to dive into getting some lessons going on and all that. I just really want to do it. It's just like a dream come true, basically.
Hey, I totally understand, because it's like I want to be a voice actor as well. You know, growing up, watching anime, playing video games, in doing this podcast, you know, we interview so many voice actors, and one of the voice actors who we interviewed, Matthew David Rudd, he has a voice acting class, which I've been a part of, and he's such an amazing teacher, which I highly recommend going to. So I'll send you that information. And also too, if anybody that's watching this interview, if they want to take voice acting classes, the link will be down below, so that way that you can take his classes. He's an awesome teacher, and your boy needs to get back into voice acting, because I want to voice some villains. Even though I say I'm the #1 hero, I just want to voice a bad guy. It's just something about, you know. Go ahead. Usually,
like, the people who play villains end up being like the nicest people out there. Yep. For example, like Kellen Goff, or he's one of my biggest inspirations. I would love to meet him sometime. I love Kellen.
You want to know what's crazy? And I'm glad that we're here on the My Hero Talk, but he's going to actually be at Superstar Anime, which is going to be August 13th to the 14th. And you know, your boys from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast will be there. And I can't wait to meet him. And I really wish I can't cosplay, because, you know, I love cosplaying as Deku. That's my favorite character from My Hero Academia. And Overhaul, like, and he voices Diavolo on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I can either be Deku or I could be Jotaro, but no, I can't cosplay
one or the other. I mean, he has like amazing, it could be any character. I'm also known for an Overhaul cosplay, so
and I've seen that, and it's passed on the screen in the back. I really wish it would pop up now. Sometimes it does, but you know, since we're here on My Hero Academia, I want to ask you, what has been one of your favorite moments from the series so far?
Oh, that's such difficult. I mean, see, favorite part from the series, I think it's whenever they first got a chance to rescue Eri.
Yes,
and,
thank you.
That area, that hole.
Yeah,
it was such like a big. Not only it was, you know, rescuing Eri from the evil Overhaul, but like it also like shows, you know, the heroes that they actually, you know, did something.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you. I know I cried when they did the whole scene where the music was playing and Eri was like, I got to get back into his kind arms. And then you just see she jumps, she does that leap of faith. And I love, because Deku and Lemillion, they gave her hope, which is something that she never had. And she saw that cape, she took that leap of faith. Deku caught her. He's like, I'm never going to let you go through that again. And that whole fight was just really, really, really sick. And that's why I love Deku. That's why I love My Hero Academia, because it's just such a sweet anime. Now, one of the costumes that I saw you cosplay as, it's a couple of them, and you already mentioned that you love Five Nights at Freddy's, is you cosplayed as Tiff from Chucky. And you know, Chucky is one of my favorite horror series. Like when I was a kid, like I was afraid of Chucky. There was two people I was afraid of. It was Chucky and it was Freddy Krueger. Because Freddy Krueger, he could get you in your dreams, and Chucky, I had a stuffed doll. It was a Homie the Clown doll, and I thought that he was gonna come and get me because of Chucky. So I want to ask you, this is a question that Dee usually asks our guests when we do interviews on the podcast, but what is something that scared you from either your childhood or something that still scares you now, that just, you know, makes you, that goes bump in the night? It could be like a creepy doll or something. Like, what's something that scared you either back then or still now?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a physical thing, but like it happens every once in a while. My biggest fear is abandonment. I'm a really clingy person. If someone leaves or anything like that, I'm just like, no.
Who's that cosplayer?
Amberberry Cosplay.
No, I totally feel that. That's a sad feeling, because it's just like nobody wants to be alone and nobody wants to be abandoned. And you know, I guess that's one of the reasons why I love going to the cons, because when you're there, you're with your friends or you're with your family and you're having a good time. You're cosplaying together. You know, you meet new people, like how you said earlier. And I just love that about the con scene. And, you know, I want to ask you now, what have been some of your favorite cosplays that you've worn over the years?
Ooh, this is always a difficult question, but I'll definitely answer it.
Okay.
Definitely gotta be Tamaki, the one I'm in right now. Overhaul, Denki Kaminari, and Courier from Akadama Drive.
Nice. Hey, those are awesome choices. And I love all of those cosplays. And like everybody that's watching, you're seeing them in the background right now because that's what your boy does. I gotta have the slideshow playing so that way you can see what our guests have either done or what cosplays that they've worn. Now, to go back to the horror stuff, what is one of your favorite horror movies?
Ooh, I love House of a Thousand Corpses. I'm a big Rob Zombie fan. I love House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yo, I still have to watch. No, I have seen The Devil's Rejects. It's one of those movies where it's just like I watched it, but I don't remember it. But definitely House of a Thousand Corpses is a really good movie. And we actually interviewed Robert Mukes, who is in House of a Thousand Corpses. And I'm mad I can't remember what character he plays, but you might remember he played the tow truck driver that came and got their...
Oh, RJ!
There we go. Thank you. You can check out his interview. It is up here on our channel, or you can listen to it on the podcast. I mean, you know this is about me. I plug everything because everybody has to know everything that we do up here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. So, moving along, what are some of your hobbies that you're into when you're not cosplaying? And I know people always say, well, cosplaying is a hobby, but what is something that you like to do when you're not cosplaying?
Ooh, I love drawing. I'm a really good artist, at least friends and family tell me because I've been at art shows and such.
Nice.
I like listening to music. It's my coping mechanism since I kind of have a bit of bad anxiety, but I mean, I love jamming out. Hanging around with family. I mean, I'm with my grandfather or hanging around with the pets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, Grandpa? I don't know if he can hear me, but if he can, what up?
He's upstairs somewhere. My room's in the basement.
But no, I think that's cool that, that you're an artist and like you've, been to art shows and stuff like that. Have you ever had any of your art featured at any conventions?
No, not necessarily, because usually whenever I'm at cons, I'm just there in cosplay and all that. It's, I think more of art. I think that's more like going towards like my school like side. It's I love taking art class and expressing and such. I think, hold on, I'm gonna go get one of my paintings real quick.
Hey, yeah, go ahead. Hey, I'll sing a song. You're never not on my mind. Oh my, okay, that was
this is one I did recently, a couple months ago. It didn't get in the art show, but a different one did, and I'm really proud of this one. So what I thought for this was something that could be totally crazy, but at the same time have a very simple saying to it, and hopefully the light doesn't get a good glare of it. But
put it up to the camera. I can see it, but okay, yeah, that's dope. Okay, so what is the inspiration behind that?
Like how I said before, I have bad anxiety, and this is a common saying that I tell myself, pull myself together.
I love that. And oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's all right. There's actual like threads. You know how like a corset works?
Yeah.
It's basically like my whole entire body split in half, and it's literally me pulling myself so like the two halves could be put together.
Yeah, I really like that. And that's one of the things that I love about art is because anybody that looks at artwork, you interpret it however you want to interpret it, and I love that the art that you did, it has meaning to it because you have anxiety and sometimes it's just like you're going in two different directions and you just need to pull yourself together so that way you're whole, so that way that everything will be fine. And I totally understand that because it's like sometimes like I'll get anxiety and I'll overthink stuff. And I this is from Yu Yu Hakusho. Have you ever seen Yu Yu Hakusho?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so there's a character there named Sensui, and he has like, I want to say 7 or 8 personalities. And that's how I feel sometimes, like when I'm overthinking stuff. It's just like I'm in so many different places. But like how you were just saying with your art, you just have to pull those threads together so that way that you become one. And then everything kind of gets better until you start overthinking stuff again. So I I totally understand that. And again, that's an amazing piece. Like that's something that
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's something that I would love to see. Like because I love going to art galleries and I just love looking at people's art and the hard work that goes into creating something. Now, how long did it take you to do that piece?
I remember, okay, so since I did this in my art 2 block, every block is like an hour and a half. So I would say possibly like 2 weeks of class sessions. I remember multiple days I would just spend on the hands, like trying to get like the detail, make sure they're formed right. Like I had to, like with the sketchbook in front of me, I had to like get my phone out, mirror myself and like see how I want to have my hands put out. And I was just like drawing what I see. And that's what I came up with.
Yeah, and I know hands can always be the hardest thing to draw on anything. And
anyone can agree with that. Anyone who draws, anyone can agree with that.
I just know, man. And it's just like because it's like I really haven't drawn in a long time, but whenever I would draw, it was always the hands that were always the hardest part. And then it's just like you're always erasing and trying to make sure that everything looks good. So I totally understand that. And again, I'm giving you 2 pinkies to your art because it looks really good. And again, like I said, that would definitely be something that I would love to see in an art gallery. And I hope that, you know, you just keep on leveling up. And then, you know, your art will be featured in art galleries. You just never know where life is going to take you. And then again, too, like going to the cons, I think that it would be awesome. I have so many artist friends who never would think that their artwork would be featured at a con or in the artist alley. The artist alley. I don't know what an artist alley is, but the artist alley. And they're selling their merchandise. So, you know, just keep on doing what you're doing, keep leveling up. And I hope nothing but the best for you when it comes to your art and to the cosplay that you do.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So now we are here at the end of the interview. I have one final question for you. And that is, what is some advice that you would give to somebody that would love to get into cosplaying?
Oh, do it. Just do it. Just like Shia LaBeouf said, just do it.
I love that. And you know what? Since we're here, one final question. It's a twofer, okay? You know, since I'm interviewing an artist right now, what is some advice that you would give to anybody that would, you know, love to get into art? Or, you know, some advice that could help somebody that's already an artist, but they don't think that they're good at what they do?
Push yourself. You can get up there. If you get in your mind about not making to stuff and all that, then you might just like sit there and not do it. So if you YOLO it and get out there, you could be featured on anything and all that. And also practice a lot. Dedication is key.
Yes, that's true. No matter what it is you do, whether it's with art, with me as a professional wrestler, training when I have the time to do it, being in the gym, doing music. If you want to cook food and you want to be like a chef, you have to stay dedicated and what's consistency. There we go. You always have to stay consistent. So with that being said, Ron, thank you so much for joining me up here on another brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer? And before I let you go, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, just Ron Cross. It has some underscores in there. It's that's all I can say. It's got some underscores. It's Ron Cross.
Hey, and again, like I said, thank you so much for joining me up here. Y'all make sure that y'all go follow him at all of his social media accounts. You already know where you can find me, your hero Benjamin Banks at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you again, everybody, for watching this. Thank you again, everybody, for watching this interview. Make sure that you check out some more interviews that we have here on the channel, along with reviews and reaction videos. Check out our podcast. The link is down below in the description. And we have new episodes every Tuesday. And then the video of that interview is up here on YouTube every Friday. So like I always say, keep that pinky up. Stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Bye.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.